It's a day late and a buck short, but hey, I have a video here about the last releases for the iLClan recognition guides. In my previous video, I covered the first guides for iLClan. And now, here I have the remaining 6. I'm just going to start cutting them as quickly as possible. Now, I do like the fact that they released the Hammerhead miniature finally. That was great. However, it was a premium miniature because one of the founders of Ironwind Metals has cancer, so they're doing it as a premium thing. Let's cut into it. Let's see what we have in these recognition guides. Recognition Guide 19 has additional iLClan level stats for the Scorpion, the Mercury, the Spider, the Orion, and the Cougar. However, it's got 2 new ones that are worth looking at. We have the Rhymotter from, I do believe it's the Rasselhog, the ex-Ghost Bears. It's a 55-ton mech with really standard speed. It's a 510 with a supercharger, but still. It mounts 2 large pulse lasers and an LRM-10. Not great, but then again, for the 18 tons of pod space you have, you could strip that out and put a bit more of a lethal combination there, essentially, since you can also run up at 10, unleash some rounds, and then back away, giving yourself a nice fat movement bonus no matter what you're doing during whichever turn. Then we have the Iron Cheetah. It goes back to the Mad Cat aesthetic. Here he is hanging out with his nice little family of elementals. He mounts 2 medium pulse lasers, a Gauss rifle, LRM-15, and, you guessed it, 2 ERPPCs. He's got an anti-missile system and moves at a respectable 4.6, unlike most assault mechs. It is 100 tons. Comes from the Jaguars and the Sea Foxes. Then, for Recognition Guide 20, we have the Shadowhawk 2C, the Longbow, the Hellion, and the Warhawk. Gotta point this Shadowhawk 2C. We need to find some way to sell this to Japan. This looks Japanese as fuck. Inside the Guide 20, we have the Mastodon. At 95 tons and at 3.5 movement speed, it's what you expect out of an assault mech. At least it's not covered in guns. ERPPC times 2, LRM 20 times 2. You might as well bring a Timberwolf for this, unless you really want that extra armor and you really don't care about being slow. Then we have, with Recognition Guide 21, this is a winner if you ask me. Recognition Guide 21 has additional stats for the Ostrock, the Arctic Cheetah, the Hunchback, the Cyclops, and the Kodiak. But that's not where it shines. We get introduced to the first of 2 new mechs, the Kohn-TEE-oh. At 40 tons, this is well-designed clan awesomeness. Now, in setting, they say this thing has a bad reputation. It's a bad mech. They can go fuck themselves. This is great. At 40 tons, it has the capacity to take down something twice its weight. It moves at 711. When it supercharges or has its TSM active, it's moving 816. And if you're trying to play the long-range game with it, it's got stealth armor, baby, so have fun getting those modifiers. 2 claws, 2 medium pulse lasers, 6 ER small lasers. They're there for the close-range damage modifier. We're going to see that in a second. It's got ECM because it's got stealth. And it's got TSM. With this triple strength Myanmar, it will hit you for 10 points of damage each time out of those claws on a fast little 40-ton mech. I like this guy. You can't even laugh at this guy. I mean, does this look like the face of mercy to you? Next up, we have your new favorite mech. This is the Regent. They literally say it's what happens when they try to mix an awesome with a Hauptmann. Here's how this thing got started. The Steiners now have access to clan tech. So they built this. This is a Steiner mech that was commissioned by the Ilkhanate, but the Steiners are making it, so the Steiners have their hands all over it. It does the same kind of output that an Awesome would, because all those ER large lasers do the same damage output as an old-style PPC. On top of that, it's got an LBX-20 autocannon, 2 medium pulse lasers, and a Streetgasser M4, with a micro pulse laser to fit the little cigar spot where the Hauptmann would usually have a cigar. The Regent is a good mech, and though it's been commissioned by the iLClan, I'm pretty sure you Steiner boys will have some way of taking this and slapping around wolves with it. Go ahead. Yeah, get some Regents and get these running in your lances. Recognition Guide 22. Actually, a nice mixed bag. It brings back the quad mechs with the Doom Courser, a 70-ton mech that moves at 4.6 and is relatively intimidating, visually speaking, I mean. It has a forward-mounted Gauss rifle, but it also has a turret that mounts an ERPPC and an LRM-20. Not bad if you ask me. That turret finally takes advantage of what a 4-legged mech's really all about. And then we have this, the Jade Phoenix. At least it doesn't have guns strapped all over it. You can guess which clan makes it. It's 85 tons, moves at 4.6. It says it has 0 jump with partial wing. But if you look through the stats, it's got 4 jump jets. So that 0 jump speed is a typo. It mounts a HAG 30 and 2 ERPPCs. Nothing else. It's there for those who like to be tactful. Recognition Guide 22 also comes with Goliath, Battlecrowa, and Night Gear. Recognition Guide 23. Some of you might like it. They keep renaming mechs in the iLClan era. It's got 3 renamed mechs. The Nexus is the Star Python, the Regent is the Fujin, and the Grand Crusader is the Star Crusader. Hell, the Grand Crusader even looks like Boss Borat from Mazinger, so I'm not going to dwell much more. Plus, it's got the Rifleman 2C, the Nova Cat, the Lancelot, the Guillotine, and the Crockett. I'm not impressed with Guide 23. They kind of saved their best for last. Kind of. Guide 24, it comes with elementals of all things. So the elementals get upgrades for iLClan. There's a renamed mech. The Rokian 3 is called the Skinwalker. It's just a Rokian 3. Then we have the Atlas. The Atlas is in here, but I must point out every version of the Atlas in iLClan packs a Gauss rifle. And one of them, the K-DC variety, has 2 cockpits. All right. It also comes with the Grand Dragon, Flashman, Stalker, Annihilator, and Atlas 2. Might as well put both of the Atlases in one recognition guide for Atlas fans. Just go pick up number 24. And then you have the Alpha Wolf. Okay, it kind of looks like a Timberwolf. It's a 90-ton Timberwolf that moves at 4.6. It's got 2 LRM-15s. It's got stealth armor. When you want to play the long-range game, this thing can play the long-range game. 2 rotary auto cannon 5s. Yes, you can fight for 10 turns on full automatic with the ammunition it has. I'm not complaining. Yeah, you could just run a Timberwolf, but I've ran that Chad Cat that had the Roto Cannon 2s in it, but a Roto Cannon 5 is working with a whole different measure. Those clusters are in damage ratings of 5. Anyway, so there's the last of the recognition guides. Now I do have the source book for iLClan, and I've looked at it. It does have a section for record sheets and for mechs, but they're all things we've seen in the recognition guide. Thank you very much for taking a peek at this. If you want a little preview of what's coming up, I'm not including everything. I'm not talking about everything and covering it in great detail. I just want to give you a little hint as to what's coming along in the last bit of recognition guides.